So everyone, welcome back to a new video, and today we are doing episode number 8 of our Doodle Empire series. Let's get into it. As you can see, I uploaded parts 1 through 7, and so, yeah. Alright, let's get into it. Episode number 7, episode number 8 is one we're on right now, so. Today's episode, we saw a ton of events. We saw the US become independent, we saw Spain expand its colonies, Spain lose France, but they gained a lot of land. We saw Spain lose their colony in Mozambique, but they gained all of Morocco, most of West Africa. So Spain gained a ton in the later episode. We also saw Egypt basically become a buffer state, as you can see. Libya took a huge chunk from them. Anatolia took the Sinai. The Yemen took over the coast. The anti-imperialist forces got all this, and then, well, we have a huge anti-Egyptian Ethiopia, and so we have another Somalia now. As you see, Mozambique has its colony back. Mozambique has its land back. However, Spain did gain Uruguay, because they were able to kick South Africa out of South America, so now only Spain has colonies here. So they basically have a monopoly over the Americas. In Australia, there's a war happening between Indonesia and Australia over who owns the continent. And Australian forces are going to begin to counterattack Indonesian troops. And then going to proceed to have a new nation being established. And this nation is going to be over here. So we have the country of New Zealand. So these guys are a bunch of Indonesians. We have the Indonesians. New Zealand. So what happened is basically a bunch of people from Papua New Guinea and Indonesia. They founded this island colony that they named New Zealand, and these people are gonna be able to take over Tasmania. In the meantime, in Newfoundland, they're gonna build a castle to guard the Baltic Sea. This will be a very interesting thing. Finland's now independent. Finland's not going to proceed to get a new leader. Caspia is going to expand. And they're going to expand, completely connecting all their territory. They're going to march up this river, connecting all their territories. They're then going to find a huge lake. And then announce to everyone there's a ton of Russian land. Maybe Japan will discover it. Northern Arabs are going to have a medium expand. They're going to start attacking Yemen. This region's been a mess because there was a huge war. Basically, Arabia owned like all of this. Then Anatolia took it. Persia took it. And then Egypt, Hejaz was founded. And Yemen became a thing again. Then we have the Arab land split in two. The original government is the southern, and the new Arabs is the north. And these two have been in the war for a while. And there's Bahrain, small island country. Everyone just lets exist. The anti-imperialists are going to gain ground in Egypt. They're going to successfully take the capital, which I'm pretty sure formally it takes out Egypt. We now have a new Egypt, one led by a new guy who is not like imperialism. The new Egyptians get a new leader, and they have a split. This northern area, I guess actually this small region along the Red Sea is going to break away, forming Red Sea, Egypt. These guys they want to be independent. These guys are all on the Red Sea coast. Egypt is then going to proceed to take back the Sinai. Anatolia gives it back, and then they are going to help Egypt take take out this rebellion, which they were successful in. Somalia is going to transfer some land as a gesture of goodwill. So these guys are going to give them more land because they like Egypt not being imperialist. We now have Egypt under a not imperialist government. This is very good. And these southern Arabs, these guys are going to attack Yemen because all these guys hate Yemen. They don't want Yemen to exist. But all these guys hate each other more. Well, Hijaz is pretty. They don't hate Yemen as much. These two really hate Yemen. And then obviously Bahrain is independent. No one really minds them because they're neutral. Alaska is going to expand. Alaska is a bunch of rebels who seceded from Spain, but they lost the war. They now have a huge Alaskan colony. Now Spain doesn't know about this huge Alaskan thing. Burma's going to found an ideology. This becomes known as Indo-Indian tribal. Basically, these guys are a combination of Indian and Indonesian. They're like the bridge that connects these two. Spanish Paraguay, as it's known as, it's going to expand. These guys are going to march up these rivers. Mozambique doing something. Mozambique has output their own coast-to-coast colony down here in central Argentina. Spain does not know about these guys landing here. Paraguay is going to get a new governor. Monaco, which is Italian, they're going to have another new nation. We have an incredibly small country known as Ecuador forming. And these guys are independent. And these guys are a small nation. These guys are careful to ensure they're not an output of Spain. And Ecuador is a new nation that's led by natives, basically. So it's led by former rebels who fought against Spain. Some Americans from here who fled, some other people from Spain's colonies, a couple people from Alaska, a ton of people from these colonies over here, a couple of people who lived in South African colony over here. All these guys are all it's a joint anti-Spanish thing. It's their capital. They're going to name after their leader, and this guy is a very competent leader. He's very good. This guy was basically the general who led Spain in their war against West Africa, where he took over a lot. West Africa used to own all of this, and his army was able to take it all. And he basically found out about what Spain was doing in their colonies, so he basically became a leader of an army group here. He then proceeded to work with a bunch of spies and rebels to form this thing. So Spain does not know. One of their best generals just became a leader of a rebel state. In the meantime, southern Argentinian colony, these guys are going to quickly discover the colony Mozambique has. They're going to start to attack it. Actors going to found an ideology that becomes known as anti-state. And we have the formation of a new ideology, a new alliance against Spain. Anti-Spain. The countries in this alliance include the US, Alaska, Ecuador, France, Iceland, Netherlands, Italy, Monaco, West Africa, Libya, Egypt, Canada, Quebec. All these guys, they want to weaken Spain because they don't like Spain has all this land. They're very worried they're going to go after them, especially the US, because these two have a border. This is basically a Spanish ally. So Spain, they almost border these guys. So these three are in an alliance with Spain. save the U.S. able to hold out. Spain's U.S. is going to expand. They're going to declare war on the U.S. and take their capital. And they're almost taking them out. However, this triggers the alliance. And oh boy, triggers a gigantic war. Let's go over who just joined. So we have Alaska, we have the Ecuadorians, West Africa, France, Italy, the Egyptians, Libya, France, Iceland. All these guys just go war on Spain, and this is gonna be a mess because Spain, they never would have expected this. Mozambique, South Africa, they're all joining, and almost immediately. So this guy, he has a ton of generals who are working with him. So the people in Peru, they're going to overthrow the government. In this, they take over this fort. This colony, Spanish Brazil, they're going to quickly rebel. Paraguay rebels, Uruguay rebels, and Spanish Argentina is going to join forces with Mozambique. The Spanish colony is starting to collapse. Additionally, these guys, you guys know California, they're going to rebel. Colorado is going to also rebel. Mexico is going to quickly rebel. These guys hate Spain. And then we have, this is our new map. All Spain's colonies, we'll just abandon them. So first things first, West African forces are going to quickly establish a fort to guard their flank. We're going to have the first movements of the war. So we have France, along with their allies, to get free turns. They're all going to start to push in. We have a new nation. And what happens is basically, so you guys know this guy has a ton of connections. Never guess what just happened. Central America is officially back. They will officially form a new government. These guys are going to take over all of this. We then have Ecuador begin. Ecuadorian forces are going to unify with the Peruvians. And Ecuador is now going to connect up their land. They're going to quickly take the fight to Spain. Alongside their allies, they're going to quickly start to eviscerate Spanish control over this. We didn't have Spanish Brazil join the war. We then have Spanish Uruguay. These guys are going to fight too. They have a split. This small region over here wants independence. These guys want to be the African Uruguay. These guys want independence because this is the amount of Africa initially had. And then we have another new nation. We have the Caribbean breaking away. And this is going to be a mess for Spain because all their colonies are in open rebellion right now. Caribbean force to get a new leader, and this guy, he's an expansionist. And under his rule, they're going to start to expand dramatically. They get Florida. And then we have Californian forces. California is going to cut off their connection to Mexico. Coloradan forces, their main goal is will they have a split. In the meantime, Canada and the US are going to start a invasion. You guys can work together to liberate the capital. We then have the Quebec colony. These guys are going to rapidly start to conquer land. It's becoming a mess. And all these rebels are fighting hard. Meantime, in West Africa, these guys are going to quickly restore their lands, taking Spain out once and for all. Libyan troops are then going to proceed to start marching across and taking their land. Italy is going to establish a landing up here. Monaco's troops are going to establish a castle. French forces alongside their allies are going to proceed to begin naval operations. French forces are going to start to take over more and more of Spain. We have Iceland making a landing. Icelandic forces establish a foothold here, and with the help of Iceland, Dutch forces are going to make their own landing, capturing the capital of Spain. Greece will then join the war on the side of the coalition, and Anatolia will join. All these Arab states work together to get rid of Spain. All of these African countries will openly declare war on Spain. Casper declares war on Spain. Japan sends to send troops to declare war on Spain. Australia declares war on Spain. New Zealand declares war. Indonesia declares war on Spain as well. Actually, the whole world is running against Spain right now. However, we have Spain trying to counterattack what becomes known as the Aces who take southern Florida. Their forces are then going to proceed to start counterattacking against their colonies. They're then going to attempt to liberate their land. However, the coalition is insanely strong. Dutch troops are going to begin to finish off Spain. Second French Republic is going to take over the rest. And in what becomes known as the Treaty of Morocco, Spain is going to, Spain's going to officially have to lose to Thailand, so let's go over it. So in the Treaty of Morocco, so first off, Mexico is officially recognized as independent. So yeah, we're going to see that later. The Spanish US, so all these guys are no longer colonies of Spain. All these guys are now officially independent. So we officially now have California. We now have Colorado. Spanish US is now just going to be known as the Southern US. These guys are going to be known as Inner Brazil. These guys are now just going to be Paraguay. And are going to be known as Southern Argentina. As for Spain's empire in Africa, all this Brazilian land, these guys become independent again. Brazil is going to be back. And yeah, Spain's punished very heavily. It's like a huge loss for them. So in the concluding peace deal, Africa is going to take over much of this. To retake almost all their land. And we just adjust the game settings so we know what we're doing here. Alright, let me increase, we just do F12. Okay, perfect. The odds, let me do it now. Let me increase the draw power to this much. So now I can do the treaty properly. And oh boy, West Africa is going to become just insane again. They're going to be cracked. Because West Africa is gaining all this land back. Italy is going to get a colony in Algeria. Is going to gain land. And then we have Spain's going to be back, obviously. So Spain is going to regain their country. I mean, it only makes logical sense. So Spain gets their old borders back. Their free war borders. The Dutch are going to want to keep a small strip of land. basically. West Africa's going to gain all of this. But Iceland's going to have Tangier as a port. Italy is going to get port of Morocco. This is our great division of Africa. As you can see, we have Italian Algeria, we have the Libyan Republic, we have West Africa getting almost all their old land back, we have an Icelandic Tangier, the Dutch settlement of this little strip. The strip of territory becomes known as Dutch Andalusia. And the Dutch are going to get minor provinces right over here. Get all of this. This becomes known as Dutch. So Victoria's powers have split up, so it weakened Spain a lot. As well as this, Spain now has to with all their islands over here. Meanwhile, as for Spain's colonial empire, so we're gonna have it partitioned. It's quite embarrassing for Spain, but could be worse for them. So we have a new Central America. We have the Bahamas. We're going to have Mexico split. I'm going to see Spanish Mexico be founded too. Are going to be Florida, this border they agree on. We didn't have Texas. These guys want independence because these guys had their own subsection to their independence. We have these guys becoming the Republic of Baja. These guys are like a successor state to the original Mexico that existed here before Spain took it. You guys are going to be Mexico. Guyanas. Like the original Virginia. several groups are going to unite. Really only one main example of this, and that is right here. This is a base example of our unifications. This is our new map. We have Brasilia is going to gain one major thing. You're going to gain Uruguay. They agreed to merge with Uruguay. And this is our new map of South America. And in what the union is the free of New Zealand, all the South American colonies unifying into free countries. We have Argentina in the south. We have the Argentinians. We have Brazil. We have Ecuador. So now with decolonization having just happened, this is our new map of the world. We have a incredibly weakened Spain. However, these might give little concessions. So these concessions, they realize that these are incredibly hard to have. Iceland doesn't even want theirs. And so in a treaty, West Africa is going to gain their stuff back, and Spain is going to gain their stuff. They have a tiny piece of land in Africa. It's going to be that big. That's going to gain a minor chunk here. Going to gain these islands back. And they are also going to gain this one Spain has. So as a result, we have the formal end of the treaty. So our new map. So Spain is much weaker, but they exist. And Spain is no longer an empire. They are now just a kingdom of Spain. Because no, not an empire anymore, there's a kingdom. Now let's start changing ideologies, because why not? I'll change all the different ideologies to make it accurate now. So Spain is now officially a monarchy no longer exists on the map. Okay, it seems like it got obliterated somehow. Yeah, I think it did. Okay, in that case, I have to have Spain become a heroic monarchy. Why don't we change that down to just monarchy? Okay, perfect. Italy would be Italy imperialist. Mozambique, they have been a federation. They always have been. Yeah, this makes sense. Okay, Australia was colonized by Madagascar. Madagascar, the biggest fans. Australia is a democracy, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly. So let me make them a democracy. Alright, good. Perfect. Alright, Finland would be socialist. Like their friends, the Dutch. Canada would be a democracy. It would be a ton of democracies. Alaska would be all these guys would be democracies. Okay, yeah, these guys aren't. Yeah, these guys all be anti-Spanish. But I think Ecuador would be a democracy. And all these guys would quickly become, I think, democracy. So we're gonna have democracy spread. Where's some democracy spread? Like all these former colonies, they all become democracies because it would make logical sense. They certainly wouldn't be no ideology. I think the only colony would not become a democracy would be Colorado. Because Colorado is, they never really broke away realistically. I mean, they only broke away because everyone else was. They didn't want to fight with Spain. So Colorado would be, it would be, see Spanish ideology, which doesn't exist anymore. So I think Colorado would be these guys would be if they would do a monarchy, that would make sense. They'd just be down the line. These would be Spanish. Now let me adjust their odds again. That was our drop power. And that was going to go for the treaty of. Oh, it's a treaty. I forgot what I called it. Treaty of Tangier and Treaty of Morocco. So we're going to have Ukraine start to expand. These guys are huge. Spain is going to start to settle in. They have a split. Is because people want a republic. So it's split on democracy. So you have a split over here for democracy. Very prevalent in Portugal. And then have a, so this is the split that's happening right now. And democratic forces are going to quickly get on the capital. They're going to quickly overtake it, and they're going to rapidly establish a new Spain. It is a republic. We now have the Republic of Spain being founded. As you can see, the monarchists still exist over here.